Hi guys, this is AruvaChan, and I have been quite busy recently. I don't know about you guys, but I have been doing a lot more painting and a lot more fun drawings. And this is probably my last mermaid painting for May. I did not do mermaid, and that's okay. Because, things happen. I'm off doing stuff, too busy painting other stuff, who knows. But that's not what I wanted to talk about today. What I wanted to talk about was there is this really big trend, not really a trend, but there's this really big thing that if you are a younger, more inexperienced artist, for yourself, let me try that again. If you are a younger artist, you have this problem of saying things about your art that are not great. So when I post something online, I will say, a quick little description about it and, whatever I feel about it, and then I'll do some tags or whatever. And when I have a younger artist come up to me and ask me to critique their artwork, they usually start off with, "Hi, I know my art isn't very good, but can you, look at it and tell me what you think?" This kind of mentality needs to stop. And it's not your fault that you are saying this. This is very much like a thing perpetuated through the art community. You should not say this at all, ever, about your art. There is this huge thing that my art teacher taught me back when I was first just becoming an artist and going through the art selection process and getting scholarships. You do not let yourself say that, or you will not get a scholarship. Because if you go up to a person and give them your sketchbook or give them your portfolio and you say it's not very good, they are more inclined to believe you. So if you are sitting here waiting and trying to get a scholarship and you say something like, "Oh, it's not very good," then the people who are going to try and look at you to see if you are worthy of a scholarship are they're gonna say to themselves, "Well, she doesn't think her art's very good, it's probably not very good at all," and they'll just toss it aside. So when you are going into showing somebody else your art, or just posting it online, don't ever say, "This isn't very good," or "I don't like how this turned out," because it really shows that you don't have any faith in your own art. And I don't care if you do this. I don't care. Everybody's young. Everybody makes mistakes. I have such a big problem with people coming up to me personally and saying, "This isn't very good, but I need to know what you think of it." Because I'm going to tell you it's good. I'm going to tell you it's good even if it's, the hottest piece of garbage that I've ever seen. Because as a growing artist, we all go through different stages in life where our art starts off real rough. And, you're loving what you're making and you're having a lot of fun drawing and you're making characters and you're drawing trucks and you're doing whatever, doing this or that. And that's the most important part about art. It's not about how it looks, and it's not about how much time or how much effort you put into it. It's how art feels to you. And this is such a huge thing that a lot of younger artists don't understand. They look so far into other people validating their art, and that's okay. If you can't validate yourself, maybe looking online for some other validation, or to your family for validation, it also helps, but it has to stem from something inside of you. So if you don't like your art, you really need to take a step back and just look and see why you don't like your own art. And for me, I have this problem too. I have a very big problem with having others validate my art, and that's why I have such a hard time with making stuff and posting stuff, and it's a thing that I'm trying to get over. But never ever have I said, "This isn't very good," and expected people to also say, "Oh no, it's very good, I love it," because people won't think like that. You never want to push that onto somebody, especially if they're an older artist. If you are a younger person, don't lead off with, "This isn't very good," but lead off with, "Hi, I was wondering if you could, give me your opinions." I've had a lot of people come up to me or, you know, message me and say, hi, I'd like to know what you think of, you know, my art style, or if you could give me any tips. And they don't lead off with, this isn't very good. And I actually really applaud those people, because they do have that self-control to, you know, hold back and not say, you know, my art's bad. And I'm gonna get a few comments that are just gonna be like, well, my art is bad. And look, I don't care if your art is bad. That's, you know, it's subjective. You might think your art is terrible, but maybe you should stop doing art that you don't like. Simple as that. Don't expect your art to be amazing if, you know, you've only been painting for 2 weeks, or if you've only been painting for 2 years. You're not gonna be Picasso in a day. So having your art be the level it is just what it is. You can't make your art level super amazing in, you know, a day or overnight. It just doesn't happen. And that's the hardest part. Like, I've been doing watercolor paintings for probably, I don't even know, maybe 2 months now. And they're not amazing. They're not. They're not technically amazing. They're not, you know, masterfully done. But I still enjoy making them, and I still really like how they come out. And that's enough for me. And I believe that's enough for a lot of people too. If you are enjoying your process and you are enjoying making the things that you are making, then you shouldn't have a problem seeing, you know, the value in your own art. And I know as younger kids, you kind of are forced to be based in this, you know, how does it look? How does it, you know, represent because of school? And like going through art classes or regular classes, you have to be judged, and you constantly need that, you know, validation, but you have to seek your own validation. Like, you need to make stuff that you enjoy, and you need to make stuff that, you know, you're going to like down the road. And this isn't about anything else other than, like, you're putting your own art down. And that honestly, it kills me. Like, having a younger artist come up to me and say, oh, I love your art. Mine's not very good, but I really love this. Like, oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Like, one, that's not a compliment. I can't tell you enough how much that is not a compliment for me. Like, hearing somebody else say, oh, my art is terrible, but yours is really good, that makes me feel really bad. Like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, you don't like your own art. But then people would be like, well, no, I like my art. Like, come on now, why did you say that then? Or they would say something like, you know, this is really bad, but here it is anyway. Like, I kind of like the can-do, like, I'm gonna post it anyway, even though it's not amazing attitude. But you need to take out that this is really bad part, because it's not. You're at a different art level than everybody else in the world. You need to think about that. You are on your own journey, and you are making your own stuff, and you're making your stuff for you. You're not making your stuff for your mom or your grandpa or your dog. You're not making that for anybody, and you shouldn't be. You should only be making art for yourself, unless you are a commissioned artist. And even then, you need to make stuff that's for you. Like, I will constantly draw stuff just for me. And when I get commissions, I'll do my commissions, and I will, I'll draw or paint whatever I need to until I can make stuff for myself again. And when I can, I feel great. And even when I'm doing commissions for other people, I try to do stuff that is, something that I would like. Like, even if I was the person commissioning this, I would want my art to look this way, or I'd want to get this kind of result. And I always am trying to think about how I like my stuff and how I would do this, and never once would I try to make somebody else feel good about my art, because it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks about my art. And that's the hardest thing that I've been trying to get over, and it's been a thing that I've been struggling with for a few months now. Like, I've been in a huge art rut because I've had no inspiration, because I haven't been making things for myself. And this comes from my art's not very good, and I'm trying to make art that pleases other people. Well, getting into that mentality, you're just going to be unhappy. You're going to be unhappy, and you're going to be making art that you don't even like. And as a young artist, you don't want to go down this rabbit hole. You want to enjoy what you're making, and you want to make stuff that's just for you. You don't want to make stuff that's for your parents or your art teacher. Like, even if you have assignments, you can, do your own art on the side. Like when you're in art class and you have to do an assignment, that's fine. Do the assignment, do your best. And then when you go home, do something for you. Do a small doodle, do a little anime drawing, whatever. It doesn't matter. But you need to move away from my art isn't this good mentality, because we all are on different levels. And there's nothing you can do, and you'll never be on my level or any other artist's level, because you're your own person. And being your own person, you'll never be the same person as someone else. So you don't want to live your life thinking that you're not as good as this other person when you're never supposed to be. And I think that's a really hard thing for, younger kids to grasp, because you see so much different beautiful art on, Instagram or YouTube or TikTok, and you think, oh, I want to be like that. And then you'll try to be like that and you just end up feeling sad. So you tell people, well, mine's not as good as yours, or, whatever comes into your mind. But that's not a good thing. And it's not going to make you happy in the long run. So if you are listening to this and you do this, maybe think about trying to curb that, because honestly, it's not a good quality. And you don't want to tell people about your own art in a negative way, because you want people to like your art. And you want people to like you. So making your art likable and enjoyable will be, pretty good for you. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Bye!